Thank you, Mark. It was a pleasure also listening to Andrea and the work they're doing. My name is Peter Nduati from ATL, Africa Turnaround Limited, founded in Kenya, but working in the region. Today, I am not here to talk about ATL. I come on behalf of the local network where I'm working together with the local network members to build a shared BDS vision for Kenya. And the vision that we see as Kenya is, we are not ignorant of the situation that we have in Kenya. I think a lot of you are already aware of what's happening in Kenya currently. A lot of our young people are jobless, unemployed, and they're losing hope. And they are rising, and we are alive to that reality. And what we believe as the local network is that to be able to solve some of these economic problems and challenges that we have as a country, which is not unique to Kenya, I believe it replicates across the continent. Is that we must accelerate economic empowerment, and the only way to do that is to catalyze what we are calling the power of enterprise, and to do that by leveraging technology. So what we have agreed, and we agreed we are not going to do a PowerPoint because we are at a very raw stage with this. So we have the first very raw draft, and so I'm just gonna give you a very brief overview of what it is that we are thinking about, and we would be happy to receive your feedback. So that's the vision that we have, and we have agreed. Kenya's private sector is very strong, and Kenyans are very entrepreneurial driven, and we have agreed that what we need to do is to take a market approach, or what you might want to call a tech-powered market systems approach. And the strategic pillars of our approach are 5 that we have identified so far. The first one is digital and blended BDS platforms, or what you may want to call the market actors within that system. Because what we have seen, like what AMEA is doing, and also what ATL is doing, and amongst other emerging platforms, is platforms have the ability to standardize content delivery, reduce costs, and drive scale. And that's what we need to be able to reach the numbers and impact our people economically. And pillar 2 is quality standards, or what you might call the rules of governance that regulate the blended BDS marketplace. And number 3 is the House of Commons, as you would say in the UK, Mark, or in Kenya, the Parliament, the House of Representatives. And then this is the community where, it's a community of users and customers. And this is where you have people who legislate and enforce the rules of governance through a sector level marketplace, more like what you have in the UK, what is called a trust pilot. uk.trustpilot.com. You may want to check them out. A platform where, customers of products from different companies come and are able to review them, and Trustpilot has become a label or a mark of quality. And so this community level marketplace is the place where the providers are, and where the users would come and be able to review and provide public and transparent feedback that would keep the providers in check. And it's up to the providers then to uphold the rules of the game in accordance with the rule set, the best practice rule set by the community of practice. And for now, the community of practice is anchored within AMEA, the AMEA network. But what we have decided is, or what we have, we have thought as the right path to take is not to start another associations, because they're already associations and they haven't been very effective. And what we are hoping is to synergize at a higher level by coming together and forming a community of practice that will be able to do what I have just highlighted. And pillar 4 is government facilitation. And what we are looking at here is enabling an environment. And we are looking at that at 4 levels. We are looking at, just a moment, we are looking at government facilitation at the policy level, and hopefully that the government would incorporate standards such as IWA 29, which becomes an ISO standard this year, hopefully. And then we also want to come up with best practice service delivery framework that becomes part of the standard, like a code of practice for the players. And, we are also hoping that the government can support at a national strategy level, because we don't have a very active, at least not enforceable, national strategy for MSME development, and one that can coordinate the sector anchored on a community of practice level with the standards. And then financing, coordinated financing, because financing BDS is going to remain a critical component of the ecosystem. Government is a big mobilizer of resources. If they could coordinate with the development sector, for example, we can see a very strategic way that we can allow resources to flow into this space and the same coordinated in a better way. And of course, now thinking platforms, we are also looking at how can we begin to think about how the users can also begin to contribute towards the same, because it would be less expensive. And also government supporting at the digital inclusion level. Kenya, we are talking about digital superhighway. We are talking about democratized, access to digital services and hardware and internet. And the government is committed to that. We hope we will see the implementation being rolled out. But, and the government is also a big stakeholder within the leading telco, and conversations around whitelisting of learning platforms and ideas like that. We are hoping to be able to explore that. But the last pillar is the pillar that we call pooled innovation and cost-shared funds. And we are looking at, because this is a market-driven approach, and we need to catalyze it. Can we create a fund that can catalyze the market, both the supply side and the demand side, in terms of catalyzing innovation and also being able to cost share to be able to scale these initiatives? And we are saying, who would host such a fund? Is it the COP, the community of practice? Is it AMEA? And is it government? And I think, there was a thought that was like, I think it would be more a neutral entity like KPMG managing such a fund, so that everybody is comfortable. And that's what we have come up with so far.